Good morning, YouTube. Live from the Flying J, Rock Springs, Wyoming. Now, I stayed at the TA across the street, and I tried to get fuel there, but the mobile fueling just kept saying slight down, slight down. So, I come over here. Same price, $4.06 a gallon after discount. So, I came back across the street. The Flying J I started to park at last night, but I didn't like it. So we topped off our diesel, got 100 gallons. And we got like 7 gallons of depth. Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Some Monsters and some water. $878 miles to go. We'll be somewhere in Kansas tonight by the time we stop. I had my alarm set for 5 o'clock. It went off. I said no. Just didn't feel like really getting up, so I turned it off. Woke back up about 6. I think, all right, so I set up. And, between then and now, I did pre-trip, got fuel, got breakfast. It is now 7:05, which when we're driving east in the morning, depending on where you're at in the country, kind of slow down a little bit anyway, just so I don't have to drive in the sun for that much longer. So as soon as the sun gets above the windshield frame, we're all good. But I'm going to sit here and finish eating my sandwich. There's nobody behind me right now. I'm keeping an eye on the fuel island to make sure I don't block anybody. Because there's nowhere to pull up right here. If someone comes up, then I'll take off for sure. So, anyway, thanks for being here, y'all. I appreciate all the support. Y'all riding along with me. Let's have a monster day, shall we? Crack a monster, greet the sun. Big blues humming, ready to run. Let's go!
Crack a monster, greet the sun. Big blues humming, ready to run.
A bird just kind of flew. They fly past you all the damn time. But of all things that damn bird could have hit, not my windshield, not my hood of my truck, not the roof of my truck, not my mirror. But of all things that damn bird could have hit, it smacked my freaking antenna. I have a Striker A1 or A10 antenna. It's got that like black round cylinder ball thing in the middle of the antenna, and it lights up blue when I use it because it's got blue lights in it, blue and blue. Yeah, it works together. Now, he didn't even hit that part of the antenna. He didn't even hit that black cylinder. He hit the part where the actual antenna comes out of that black cylinder. And I got bird fuzz on that connector. I mean, it just happened. 9:20, let's say 9:15 and 9:20 a.m. I'll see if I can't find that dash cam footage and insert it here, if I remember. Which probably won't, but if I do, I'll look for it. Doomp. Wasn't a very big bird, but it was a bird. Smacking the smallest part of the truck it could smack. And then, of course, I look at my rearview mirror when it happens, and he's just tumbling. Bird strikes in Wyoming. If that's the worst that happens today, then we're good. We're going to be in good shape. But it also dawned on me as well. I'm 167 miles from Cheyenne. Cheyenne, Wyoming is also where I start going south on I-25. I-25 into Denver is also virgin ground for Big Blue. And then all of 70 from Denver to Wichita, or to close to Wichita, that'll all be virgin ground for Big Blue, because I haven't ever went further west on 70 than that down to Wichita area. So, yeah, virgin ground. So now that got me thinking too. I mean, I've been to Colorado in my life. I used to live out there, but I haven't ever been in there in Big Blue. So it got me thinking, where do I need to go in blue to complete the United States map? First of all, let's talk about the places that I probably or you can't go, and that's Alaska. You can't take a truck to Alaska on a normal trip, on a run. Not Alaska, Hawaii. Now, Alaska's a possibility. I could go to Alaska because you can ferry over to Alaska, or you can drive through Canada to Alaska. That might, at some point, if I have an opportunity to take one of those loads, I will. But of course, I'd have to go ahead and get a passport. Well, I guess you don't have to have a passport if you go up into Washington and you take the ferry across. But if you're going to drive through the Canadian roads, you have to have a passport. So I don't know. I don't know. Depending on the money and the cost of ferries and all that stuff involved and blah, 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 all the variables, would it be worth going to Alaska, taking a ferry? And I hear if you take that ferry, it's like a 5-day journey just to get across the water. But while you're on the water, you can't stay in your truck, so they give you a room. So it's like a little hotel. I mean, that'd be a cool experience, but would I want to be on the water for 5 freaking days? I don't know. It'd have to pay great. It'd have to pay enough to where I would make money there and back and not feel like I wasted 2 weeks of my life. But where else? I haven't been to I recently went to South Dakota, so I haven't been to North Dakota. So all over the West Coast, Midwest, Great Plains, and East Coast, I've been. Now let's talk about Northeast. I haven't been to New Hampshire, Delaware, or Maine. I've been close to Rhode Island. I just don't know if I've crossed over into Rhode Island. So those are probably, I've been to Connecticut, because at Hartford, Connecticut, it was one of those Bass Pro loads I did with Schneider out of Philadelphia, West Virginia. So those 4 states, Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire, and Delaware, or Vermont. Pretty sure I haven't been to Vermont. So 5. Those 5 Northeast states, I can confidently say I'll never touch. Yeah, I can confidently say that. I have no desire to go to the Northeast. At all. Like 0. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't go up to up somewhere up there for on vacation or something, but I don't have no desire to go. I mean, I can't say never. $20,000 turn out never into okay. Let's go. 20 grand for a 3-day trip. Give me. That'll never happen. So. You never know in this daggone crazy industry. Well, I was just talking to my coordinator. I went ahead and committed to a load this morning. It's another one of them insulation loads out of the cut-off loads. You know, y'all know I like doing those. They pay really good, and they're light. And that one, because my next loads, here's what I got lined up. After I deliver this load in the morning, I got the Kubota load out of Egerton. That's that load that delivers Monday in Conroe. But I'm going to my park location, getting my PM done, and taking a 34-hour reset at the house. And then Monday I deliver it. Then Tuesday I pick up this load out of Huntsville, Texas, about 50 miles, right up 45. That's a glass load, and that goes to North Wilkesboro. Pick it up on Tuesday afternoon. I'll drop it off Thursday morning. It's 1,111 miles. Thursday afternoon, I pick up a load in Old Fort Mill, North Carolina. I think that's what it's called, Old Fort Mill. And then I take it to Battle Creek, and deliver it Friday afternoon-ish, somewhere in that window. I'll do a 34-hour reset. And then on Sunday evening, I've committed to a load for a Knauf installation out of Shelbyville to go back over to Wichita. Oh, shit! Woo! That was a good one. Yeah! Excuse me. Bless me. So I'll pick it up Friday evening, 1900, if I get... I committed to it. I haven't got booked on it yet. But, and that goes back to Wichita on a Tuesday afternoon. So I called the Kubota people and said, hey, how far do you book out? She's like, oh, I don't know, a week or so. I was like, well, you got anything booked out for the 30th yet? She said, no, we ain't got that information yet. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a call back beginning next week, see what you got, because I told him I'm working on a Triangle. That's a cool looking Allied trailer. I'm working on a Triangle so I can have some, consistency. I'm tired of just being random OTR crap guy, right? I just want consistent loads from these consistent companies and just do a round robin every damn week. That'd be great. It'd be ideal for me. It's trucking. Everything's a freaking random trip. But if I can figure out this that's all I'm trying to do. Is trying to figure out consistent weeks. That way I'm not flipping a damn coin every week. When you have consistency, you can plan a whole lot better. So I told her I want Kubota to be a part of that Triangle. She said, well, I would love to have you. She said, we got a lot of loads, but we can only do so many a day. So those of you Mercer looking for Kubota loads out of Edgerton, leave the ones going down to Houston alone, damn it. You can have the rest of them. They got a bunch of them going everywhere else. But you leave the ones going to Texas alone. That Texas one's mine. Houston and Conroe. I prefer that Conroe. It's just one way. Boom. One pick, one drop. Leave the Texas, leave the Houston area ones alone, damn it. They're mine. Or just one of them. Just leave me one. But apparently, they have a lot of loads coming out of Edgerton. A lot of them they can, and she says, we're just limited to how many we can do a day. I'm like, okay, I hear you. So, anyhow, that's so far the update. We're 157 miles away from Cheyenne, and then we start hitting virgin ground on I-25 South. I wonder, though, do I have to go up and down the Rockies? Am I going to be in the steepest part of the Rockies in that area? I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't know. That's going to affect fuel if we do, but we'll see. All right, anyhow, let me stop that yapping. And I know some of you love the team yapping. Some of you call yourself team yapping, team jabber blabbing, whatever. You like it when I random just go on a freaking bullshit tear, and I appreciate that. I do, but I feel like I'm Platt, Hempco, and okay, go you, Plate. I don't know. Sometimes it's just so random. I feel like dirt. I cut a lot of it out too, just so it's not too stupid. But you know what? If I got something to ramble on about, I'll ramble on about it because I love you. All right, shut up, country. All right, we are in Cheyenne, 2 miles from I-25 South, the virgin ground. It's been windy for the past 40, 50 miles. It's more of a tailwind. I've been having the whole blue back. Blue been wanting to just take it off. Like, I like it, but yeah, it's a little windy. Windy, I say. Hello, Popo. What you doing there in the middle? Just chilling? But yeah, having a whole blue back. I used to have it hit the brakes on the interstate too much, but when you look down and you see it creeping up 77, 78 when my cruiser set at 75, then yeah, we got to hold back the beast. But I feel like I'm getting ready to go south. The wind it'll be a crosswind. But I came across, I got up to, I had to climb a mountain, and we was up to, I think when we got to the peak of it, like 8,700 feet elevation. We're probably still around that same elevation level. I don't know if we haven't went down much and without going back up since. But when we got to the peak of that, man, wind turbine galore. Wind turbines everywhere. I don't think I really realized that on the way through here. I mean, I've been through Cheyenne a few times on 80. Hey, helicopter. Squirrel. But I didn't realize it's like they were just everywhere for miles as far as the eye could see. Pretty much got past that now, but still, I was impressive. Gotta hold the brakes, gotta hold him back. Big Blue wanting to stretch. I-25, exit 359A junction, 2/3 of a mile. 359A, yes, that's it. It's like fuel here, like there's a Maverick right there. Fuel in this area is like $4.74. Gas is $3.85. I'm not sure if that's a decent gas price or not, to be honest. I don't even know if you can hear the wind. By God, I can feel it and I can hear it. All right, so we need to go this way, right? Yeah. Towards Fort Collins. If I wanted to go to Casper, I'd go north. But no, we're going south. South, my friend. And then how far are we going to be on south? 90 miles, and we hit 270. That takes us around Denver. I already looked at that earlier before we pulled out. I guess it's when it's windy like this, it's good to be heavy. It's better to be heavy than light, that's for damn sure. So I haven't been in Colorado in a big truck. New state marked. I think it's we talked about this earlier, but sorry, I'm just looking around. Once we got a Beacon there, the Flying J, we got a Love's there, we got the Sinclair Dinosaur Station, we got a truck repair. You know what? I'd have this right here now. I got off of this exit. I went to that Flying J one time. Yes, but now I'm officially on virgin ground because I never went past this exit. I never went past this exit. Now we just popped our cherry. I wouldn't mind getting below another wash. Now here comes the downside about being heavy is I'm on an elevation and I can't get no speed up. But I don't know how far. Oh, well, I will in a minute. Once I see the next mile marker, I guess I don't know how far I am from the Colorado line, or from state. I guess Colorado's next. I guess Colorado and Wyoming touch. I don't know, really. It says right there, state line 7. Yeah, we're 7 miles from the state line, which I'm assuming is Colorado. Until I'm proven otherwise, we're going to say it's Colorado. Now that I'm thinking, we're such high, we're already like 8,500 feet. And I questioned earlier, do I got to cross the Rockies? Maybe I don't have to go up any higher. So I used to live in Winter Park, Colorado, which is right outside of Denver. If any of you from that area on the Continental Divide and all that, the town I lived in was Winter Park. It was employee housing for the local ski resort called the Mary Jane Ski Resort. The company I worked for was Ryder. Ryder was the local transportation service for the skiers. It was a free transportation service right around town, and it picked up skiers and took them to the resort, dropped them off. They did daily runs like that, routes all day long. But those buses were old school buses that we went in, once they got them, they went inside and took the seats out, turned some along the side, kind of in the window, that way the whole middle was wide open for snowboarders, skiers, and such. Enough room for them and the gear. So, but I was 21 at the time and didn't have a CDL, so I was the lot man, and I wasn't ASE certified, so I couldn't be a mechanic. So I was the lot man. My sister at the time, she was a driver. So I didn't want to live with my sister when I went out there, which I did at one point when I first got out there. But once we started working, they got employee housing that was like a big ass house, 12 bedrooms, and a bunch of employees. So that's where I decided to move into. just so I wouldn't have to go all the way out to Grand Lake, which is where my sister lived, which was like an hour drive, because I had to be one of the first ones on the lot, because it's wintertime, 5-foot snow, 20 below zero in the morning and shit, and I was the lot man. It was my job to get out there and get all those buses started and get them warm for the drivers when they came in. So I had to be there at 5 o'clock before the drivers got there at 6, started their routes. Make sure those buses were warm. Throughout the day, I would use the Kubota tractor. If it would snow, I'd scrape the lot off, pile it off to the side, or change tires, wash buses. Even in the wintertime, we'd have to wash some buses. We had a big wash bay, and I had those car wash brushes that kind of spin like this. We had one of those on wheels, but it was vertical, up and down. So and it was in like a little casing, so it had wheels that where it would ride along the side of the bus, but where the brush was vertical, it'd spin around. That's how we washed the buses. Now there were some other things I could do on like downtime or like extra work, so I wouldn't get so bored or doing the same shit over and over, or if I didn't have anything to do, I was caught up. Like I would be allowed to change like a power steering pump, which I did. I would do PMs and services, and I never was much of a mechanic, never really cared to work on things, but when it came to diesel, there's so much. I got big hands. I always had big hands, short stubby fingers, but I got big hands. But I learned then even diesel mechanics were diesel engines were easier to work on. And I thought about going and getting my diesel certification during that time, but I said, nah, I didn't want to do that crap. But I lived out there for about 6 months. No, 5 months, 4 months. 5 months. But that 5 months of my life, that 5-month experience and that bullshit winter crap, that's why I still hate snow and ice today. But since I left Colorado, that's the last time I've been to Colorado. And that's been, how old am I? 48? I'll be 49 here next month. 26 years ago? 27 years ago? 25 years ago? Holy shit. I was like 21. 21 in that time. Whew, I'm an old man. 27 years ago, 28 years ago. Holy crap. All right, well, Colorado, I'm back, bitches. Are you ready for the new and improved country? Let's go. All right, let me shut up. Enough yapping. Yep, you guessed it. Denver is no different than any other big city in the freaking country. My God, we're on 270 the bypass. I mean, it was a cluster getting onto the bypass. Now it's a cluster getting through the bypass. We got 5 miles. We hit 70. So I'm like I'm not downtown, of course, but traffic. And it's only noon. It's noon on a Thursday. What the hell y'all doing out here on the road? You need to be in the office somewhere, you bastards. Construction has a lot of the jam with. I mean, it's just construction everywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at in the country. It is bug and construction season. That's for damn sure. You can't keep your windshield clean. I don't even know why we buy washer fluid. It does nothing. Yeah, just a bunch of. I'm gonna. I don't know. I guess here soon. We've been going for 5 straight hours. We'll have to take a 30 at some point. Already 529 miles away, which is about 7 hours. So we got 6 hours left to drive today. So I want to get to a point to where I'm within 2 hours of delivery. I'm hoping that's doable. I don't get delayed. A freaking mustache hair or something got on my tongue, bugged me. Sorry. Hopefully that doesn't. Hopefully it don't get delayed to where we can't do that. If we can get within 2 hours, I'm okay with that. But also, there's a stretch of 70 to where there ain't shit for miles and through Kansas, because Kansas is one boring ass state across 70. 8 hours of nothing. I remember that experience driving to and from West Virginia to Denver or Winter Park and back a couple times. That was a 23-hour drive. My sister and I did it straight through. We'd rotate out from time to time. Scraggy, scraggy. I never really came into Denver while I was went through it, of course, to get to where we lived, but never really spent no time down in the city here when I lived out here. I'm not saying I care to either, but it would have been cool to go see Mile High and things like that. You know, sports fan. It'd be cool to go see the history of Mile High Stadium, Broncos. I don't know if it's still called Mile High or what. If you don't know why it was called Mile High Stadium, it's because the elevation. It's over a mile high, above sea level. Scraggy, scraggy. Alright. I'll see you when it's stopped for our 30. We'll grab some lunch. Alright, so we're in, I believe, Aurora. No, we're in Bennett, Colorado officially. Taking our 30 here at this Love's. Try this Sprite plus tea. It's not zero sugar, and I get the idea behind Sprite and tea because everybody puts tea and puts lemon in their tea and all that, and Sprite's a lemon lime. So let's try it out. It's got a strong dark tea leaf flavor to it. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I mean, I'm gonna drink because it's cold. And we got lunch. We got McDonald's. We got 10-piece nugget and some fries. That's gonna be our lunch, and then after another 16 minutes of being here, we'll have 5 hours left to drive. How far do we think we can go get in that? We're 6 hours and 50 minutes away. So how far would be 5 hours, roughly? Yeah, there's a big gap. What is this? Yeah, those are just little teas, man. And if you're not from the area, you don't know that tea could be an amazing tea truck stop. But we just don't know. Hayes, Kansas, 305 miles away. Quest Fuel. The Golden Ox truck stop, showing 35 spots. Yeah, there's a big ass gap of blankness. 24/7 travel store in Russell, Kansas, 331 miles away. It's showing 30 spots. Are there any big ones? That next one's showing 20 spots. That one in Ellsworth, D&S Oil Company, it's not showing any spots. But there is a Flying J just past, is it Flying J, a TA, and a Pilot, just past the 135 south where I got to go. That's 400 miles away. I'm not going to have enough time to make that. I got a plan to where I'm going to stop, you know, not really a for sure thing, but Almost guarantee thing. This is TA, and that's only 222 miles away, though. But that's like the last, like, secure parking. Whatever. Maybe something pops up that's not on the trucker path. We'll figure it out. Well, you know, you got towns, cities called like Texarkana, Arkadelphia, and now a new one, Colorado. It's like you're connecting Texas and Arkansas. I don't know how the hell Arkadelphia became a connection. Now Colorado, Kansas and Colorado, either they just ran out of creativity to come up with the town names, or they were being too damn creative to create these town names. Oh well, I don't know if it's I-70 itself. No matter what state you're in, I-70 sucks. Colorado, I just got into Kansas from Colorado. There's a lot of 70s between Denver and that state line there. That was just horrible. But I got some good news, very, very simple news. You know, I throw my little ad up there from time to time saying, hey, if I've influenced you in any way, use my referral information and so forth. But you have to click here, go to the application, and in the referred by me box, put my information in. That no longer has to be done, ladies and gentlemen. We have simplified that. All you got to do is, if you do decide to try to come to Mercer, click my link in the top of the description. I have a customized link, and by you clicking that link, that tells Mercer, hey, country sent me. You ain't got to remember nothing else. Just click my link in the very top of the description, and it takes you to the application. And that link specifically for me, they'll know that you came from me. So that's wondrous. I like keeping things simple, because the more things people have to do, the less they're going to do it. So there we go. That's good news. But I'm 4 hours and 46 minutes away from the place, from delivery, which is 350 miles. Of course, it's ETA from Trucker Path. My clock runs out at 7:37 in the PM, Central Standard Time. That's when my 11 is up. I told myself I want to be stopped right around 7:30. I want to get as close to that 7:30 mark as I can without going over. It is currently 4:14 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm looking at my truck time because I'm currently technically still on Mountain Time. I don't know where the change is going to go from Mountain Time to Central Time, but I'm pretty sure in Wichita, that area is Central Time. So I've technically got 3 hours and 16 minutes before I need to park. That'll put me an hour and a half away from the morning. So if I park at 7:30, I can get back out. My 10 is up at 5:30, hit the road at 6, and I'll be there about 7:30. That's the whole timeline I got in my thing. And I didn't want to get up super early in the morning, which is why I want to drive as much as I can, because the earlier I get up and to start my work day, the earlier I got to park tomorrow. The goal is to drop this load off, shoot over to Edgerton, and knock out as much as that 680 miles that I can tomorrow from Edgerton to my park spot in, that's about 700 miles, New Caney. So I want to knock out as much of that as I can, so I can get there as early as I can Saturday. I'm ballparking around noon, but if things go smoothly, I can probably be there around 10 a.m. and then get the truck PM'd. I'll hop in the shower, and then my buddy, I told him, I was like, hey, about 1 o'clock, you come get me. He's like, cool. And then we're going to go spend, just do the off time thing. So that's the idea. That's why I don't want to stop now. I don't want to have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But the problem is I'm getting to that point now here very, very soon Well, look, let me just expand these park options here. Got 11 miles, 42 miles, 47, 64, 88, 93, 101. Right there, right there. That's the last lows, 139 miles. And then we got the rinky-dinkies, the rinky-dinky little places. Oh, but there is some parking areas I may just end up parking in one of those little parking area rest stop kind of deals. I get to that point right there, that's just too far away. I won't have enough time to make it. So I'm at that point right now. But I don't want to stop now. I'm too far away. Hell no. I don't want to get up early, like I said, for the reasons I just said. So we're gonna keep on going. We'll see how far we can get. All right. Well, we're pushing the envelope today, by God. We're going to be like right at max clock, because I am 146 miles away from where I'm supposed to veer off at exit 250A to go to 135 south. But there's a pilot right there 2 miles past and 148 miles in Salina, Kansas. That's when I veer off 70 and go south to Wichita and then Goddard and all that. So I'm 147 miles away from that. I have 2 hours and 5 minutes left on my drive clock. My cruise is set at 76 miles an hour, and it has been basically all damn day, without some slow downs and so forth. But if I can maintain the 76 mile an hour for the next 2 hours, I will make it there with like 5 minutes to spare. 76 mile an hour over 2 hours is 152 miles. And I only need 147 of that right now. We're pushing it. And that will put us 98, about 98 miles away. That'll put us an hour and 25 minutes away from delivery in the morning. That'll also put us at 7:30 park time, which will put us back on duty at 5:30. Get the road at 6 like the original plan and everything. So let's just hope. There's a pilot there. There's a pilot there. There's got like 150-cent spots. There's a TA there. There's all kind of stuff there. And even if I get delayed at some point, I want to stop somewhere that has food and that has resources. So if I get to the point to where I'm going to violate, then I'll just pull over real quick. I'll PC to safe haven, whatever. I'm not going to violate. I won't do that. Well, some people say it's better to do that, but I don't know. I don't like that. Now, I'm seeing a potential issue that I haven't really thought about until now. I just noticed it a few minutes ago. I've got 15 hours left on my 70. I'm going to use 2 of that. So that means when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to have 3 hours left on my 70. Or 13 hours left on my 70. When did my cycle start this week? Friday. Oh, I'm good. Never mind. That's not going to be a problem at all. I'll start getting some hours back on Saturday. Okay. Yeah. That's not. Yeah. I did that reset in Tennessee. Remember? At that TA in Pioneer, Tennessee. Took off Friday and then delivered that load in Salt Lake City on Monday morning. Okay. Yeah. I've been. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get hours back on Saturday, so that's not going to be an issue. Because I was just now thinking, ooh. 2 hour and a half in the morning, then about 2.5 hour deadhead. There's 4, then 690 miles. Am I 9 hours? Yeah, I get hours back on Saturday, so that's not going to worry about it. Now I did notice too. I looked up to where I'm delivering those Kubotas to, and it's a little Kubota dealership. So I'm going to call. I tried calling them. It's already after 5 o'clock. They closed. I looked on Google, they're open till noon on Saturday, and I'm pretty sure I can be there before noon on Saturday. I'm going to call and say, hey, can I deliver these to you on Saturday morning? Because I got to pass that place to get to my place. Because they're right off I-45 in Conroe. I've got to pass that down to the Woodlands and get off and make a left on 242 and go 18 miles to get to my Flying J in New Caney. So that would be even better. Let me deliver this shit Saturday morning, and then I won't have to worry about anything on Monday. We're going to see. But for now, we have 142 miles, 2 hours and 1 minute to do it, to get parked at a Pilot this evening by 7:30. We might have a personal mileage day record. What is our record? Somebody will go back through the videos and you'll see what my record was. I think it's 7:58 is my record. We might beat that or tie it. I don't know. But I've been running cruise 76 all day. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, we're gonna keep on going. See if we can get there. All right, we made it here to that Pilot I was telling you about. 8 minutes left on our drive clock. So let's see. I'm interested in how many miles we logged today. Maybe it's a record, maybe it's not. I don't know. 762. I don't know if that's a record or not. I don't know if it's close, ties, beats, or meets. I don't know. What I do know is Tommy asked me earlier, he said, how's a long drive doing today? I was like, it's long, but it's boring. And then I was thinking about that. I was like, the long, boring drive days seem to be the most productive days. Am I the only one who feels that way? It's like, I drove for the 5.5 hours, took my 30-minute break, and I drove the remaining 5.5 hours straight, or 5 hours and 20 minutes, 22 minutes, whatever, because I had 8 minutes left. But it's just, I don't know, the long, boring days seem to be the most productive days. But I want to, I saw this come through in a little badge. I didn't get to read it all, but I'm kind of curious. All right. Yeah, it was a comment on today's video. Today as in, what did it say? Thursday. On Thursday's video. You'll be seeing this on Friday. He asked, I know I was talking about my maintenance and all that, and he asked the questions, which I think would be good for me to elaborate a little more in video, because I'm sure maybe a lot more people might be wondering this. He asks, this is 412 HWC. He's always in the comments. He's always looking out for me. Either looking out for me, having me think another way, or trying to call me out on something. Sometimes he trolls me, so he's been around for the longest time, so he's a good dude. Is it, have you ever had trouble getting approved to do work on your own truck with your own money? He said, I know it's got to be frustrating trying to deal with that. Low-key having to ask to use your money, then getting charged for out of network. Yeah. That's true. Like out of hours and all that crap. If you do like out of regular hours, 8 to 5, and you put a maintenance request in to get money, they charge you like I think the fee's $75 because you're out of the hours. But the answer to the question is no. I have never been refused to use my money on any maintenance. Now I do remember early on when I first started using this, or first getting out here doing this and using it. I had I was at a place having to get some work done. I think it was tires. And I had him on speaker. Him and the guy were my maintenance guy, and the other guy was talking about quotes or whatever and rates, and the guy on the phone was like, "Listen, it's his money. I'm not going to tell him no, he can't spend it. I just want to make sure that the rate's proper, right?" So what I've learned since then is that I contact the managed maintenance people and say, here's where the work I want to get done. Here's the amount that I want to approve initially. And if it needs to increase, we'll talk about it. And if they don't use that much, they don't use that much. But what they do is when they're going to approve all this money, is they'll make sure the rate's proper, right? They'll make sure you're not getting ripped off, or maybe they might have better deals closer, and they'll let me know about that. Now, on that particular instance, on those tires, he did say, a couple hundred miles down the way, you could save a couple $100, but I was like, it's a couple $100 for a couple $100 really wasn't. It didn't affect me. It didn't entice me to go anywhere, right? So we went ahead and just did it. So it sucks that you have to basically ask for permission to use your money, and you get the extra fee out of hours. But I think just from the few times that I've dealt with something like that is they're looking out for you at the same time. Maybe not, but that's how I feel with it. But I don't know. I felt like it's information. Maybe some other people may be wondering if they happen to go the SFI route or have a lease company. I can't say that's for all lease companies, so just SFI in general. So I thought that was a good question. I'm going to short answer your comment, so you'll have to watch this video today to see the answer. 412. But anyhow, I'm hungry and I'm tired. I'm not like exhausted, like I'm falling over sleepy tired. I'm just tired of driving. So I am done for the day. Got off at 7:33 right now, so went on duty at 7:30. I'll get up 5:30, hit the road at 6. We are an hour and 33 minutes, 106 miles from our destination in the morning. Hopefully we'll get through the Wichita bullshit area before the peak rush hour. We should be getting through there 7-ish or so. So I would hope. Maybe that is peak. I don't know. But we got to go down 135 into Wichita, and then we go over into Goddard. But that's it. I'm gonna walk inside this pilot and just see what kind of food. There's no like restaurant. It's not like this place. I don't think was built as a pilot. Matter of fact, I know it's not built as a pallet, but because it's not a pallet layout. So it's you can tell it was built as a truck stop at one point, but what it was, whatever. It's got the pilot name on it now, so it's not a traditional pilot. I know that much. I don't see any restaurant food advertisements, so we're gonna find something. And then I'm probably just gonna go right to bed. So I'm tired. I am. Anyway, I appreciate all the support, guys, and the information. Remember, we have a link now. If you want to come to Mercer and you want to use me as a referral, all you got to do is click that top link in the description. That in itself lets Mercer know the country sent you. I appreciate everything, guys. Y'all have a great night. I will see you tomorrow.